Superficial charm. Superficial charm is the serial killer's mask, a deceptive veneer that conceals their true intentions. This charm is not genuine but a calculated attempt to manipulate and disarm. They are adept at reading social cues and mirroring emotions to gain trust. Imagine the most charismatic person at a party. Now imagine that charisma is a tool for a darker purpose. Serial killers like Ted Bundy utilized this charm to lure victims, proving that sometimes the most dangerous individuals are hiding behind the most engaging smiles. Egocentricity and grandiosity. Egocentricity and grandiosity form the bedrock of a serial killer's psyche, driving them to see themselves as above the rest of humanity. They believe they are smarter, more cunning, and entitled to enact their will upon others. This grandiose self-view justifies their actions in their mind as they do not abide by society's rules. Historical figures like H. Holmes, who built a murder castle to trap his victims, showcase the extreme lengths to which this self-perceived superiority can lead. Lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is notably absent in serial killers. This lack of empathy allows them to inflict pain and suffering without the burden of guilt. It's this detachment that enables them to view their victims as objects rather than human beings with lives, dreams, and families. Studies suggest this may stem from abnormal brain development or traumatic childhood experiences, leading to a chilling disconnect from human emotion. Manipulativeness. Manipulativeness in serial killers is a tool as lethal as any weapon. They are masters of deception, skilled in lying, flattery, and persuasion to achieve their ends. This trait is often used to gain control over their victims, to manipulate law enforcement, or to maintain a facade of normalcy to the outside world. The manipulation extends beyond their crimes, as they often manipulate those closest to them, maintaining a dual life that keeps their dark side hidden. Pathological lying. Pathological lying is a staple in the serial killer's toolkit. Unlike ordinary lies, these fabrications are compulsive, woven into the fabric of their existence. They lie to cover their tracks, to embellish their grandiose sense of self, and sometimes for the sheer thrill of deception. This constant dishonesty creates a tangled web that can ensnare law enforcement, family, and the public, complicating efforts to uncover the truth and bring them to justice. Lack of remorse or guilt. The absence of remorse or guilt is perhaps one of the most disturbing traits. This isn't mere indifference, but a profound disconnect from the moral consequences of their actions. Serial killers like Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer, confessed to numerous murders with chilling detachment, viewing his victims not as people, but as objects to be discarded. This lack of conscience allows them to continue their crimes undeterred by the suffering they cause. Need for control. Control is the serial killer's ultimate goal over their victims, their environment, and the narrative of their crimes. This need stems from a desire to assert dominance and often compensates for feelings of powerlessness in other areas of their life. Through their crimes, they exert the ultimate control over life and death, playing God in their twisted universe. This need for control can manifest in the meticulous planning of their crimes, leaving nothing to chance. History of early behavioral problems. Early behavioral problems often serve as the prologue to a serial killer's story. Childhood cruelty to animals, arson, and aggression towards peers are considered part of the McDonald triad, indicators of a violent future. These early signs are warning flags, suggesting deep-seated issues that, left unaddressed, can evolve into a propensity for violence. Understanding these early behaviors is crucial in preventative efforts to intervene before they escalate into something far more sinister. Thrill-seeking behavior. Thrill-seeking behavior is the adrenaline rush that propels serial killers to take ever greater risks. This pursuit of excitement is not just about the act of killing, but the cat-and-mouse game with law enforcement and society. The thrill is in the evasion, the planning, and the execution of their crimes. A dangerous addiction that drives them to commit more atrocities. It's a perilous craving for excitement that knows no bounds. Intelligent but underachieving. Many serial killers are characterized by a paradoxical mix of high intelligence and underachievement. Their intellect allows them to plan intricate crimes and evade capture, but often this intelligence is not reflected in their personal or professional lives. This underachievement can be a source of frustration, fueling their need to assert dominance in a macabre arena where they feel in control and superior. It's a stark reminder that intelligence, devoid of empathy and morality, can lead to darkness. Impulsivity. Impulsivity often lies beneath the surface of a serial killer's meticulously planned facade. This trait reveals itself in moments of unguarded action, where the urge to kill overrides careful planning. It's a dangerous combination of long-term manipulation, sudden reckless behavior that can lead to mistakes and ultimately capture. The impulsivity is a reminder of the chaos that underpins their seemingly controlled exterior, a volatile mix of patience and unpredictability. Paranoid thinking. Paranoid thinking in serial killers manifests as an exaggerated sense of self-preservation, a belief in a world out to unmask them. This paranoia fuels their secrecy and can escalate their violence as they perceive threats in shadows, often leading to a heightened state of alertness that permeates their existence. It's a trait that, while aiding in evading capture, also traps them in a perpetual cycle of suspicion and isolation. Sadism. Sadism, the derivation of pleasure from inflicting pain on others, is a core characteristic of many serial killers. This trait is not just about control, but about finding joy in the suffering of others. It's a macabre form of gratification that drives them to commit acts of increasing cruelty, a need to escalate their violence to sustain their twisted satisfaction. This dark craving highlights the profound maladjustment at their core, a pleasure found in the pain of others. Antisocial behavior. Antisocial behavior is a hallmark of serial killers, characterized by a pervasive disregard for the law and the rights of others. This goes beyond mere social withdrawal, manifesting in hostility, deceit, and violation of norms. It's a deep-seated inability to conform to societal expectations, combined with a lack of remorse for their transgressions. This antisocial stance is not just an attitude, but a way of life that fundamentally separates them from the rest of humanity. Compartmentalization. Compartmentalization allows serial killers to lead seemingly normal lives, hiding their dark side from family, friends, and colleagues. This psychological mechanism enables them to separate their violent behaviors from their public personas, maintaining a facade of normality. It's a chilling duality, where one compartment contains the average neighbor, co-worker, or friend, while another harbors a predator. This ability to compartmentalize is key to their evasion, allowing them to blend into society despite the darkness within.